Okay, happy Monday everyone. Time for another live commentary. This is actually the finals of the Japanese Nationals, I believe. This was suggested to me by Luke Mitchell, longtime viewer of the channel. So we're going to get right into this. 3, 2, 1, and playing it. Now, I'm going to actually adjust the audio because there is commentary on this video, but it's Japanese, so I can't really understand it. I'm going to be talking over it. I'm not sure if I'll leave it in the video when I upload it. Anyway, this is the Japanese National Finals, as I said. On the left is Toshiya Saito. On the right is Kiyosuke Matsuyama. Both pretty strong international competitors. Beat attack there from Matsuyama to start things out. I know it's him because his name is on his lame, and also he's the lefty. Saito is right-handed, of course. Both fairly young. Matsuyama, I believe, is 21. Another beat attack to start things out. Pretty strong 2-0 lead. Saito's 20, so they're both pretty fresh out of juniors. Oh, that's a nice attack. I like the slow motion here too. I just hope it doesn't overlap with the actual fencing like it did sometimes at Rio. But those two attacks are very nice. First one was a little bit of a one and done. Second one was more marchy. He does like that 4 line to finish though. Again, coming out with an attack. Tries to finish in preem. Saito steps in for infighting and halt is called. I'm going to adjust the volume a little bit more just so this talking isn't too annoying. I need to be able to hear myself talk after all. Saito marches. Saito likes a bit more of a relaxed march than Matsuyama. Although I must say I've never actually seen these two fence each other, so there might be some differences that come out. Nice. Steps in with the attack in preparation. Beat attack in preparation. Might call it a counterattack, but it was a convincing... Oh, wow. I like that effect. There's... Wow, that's really cool. A color trail from the tips of both foils. It's some high-end stuff that these Japanese television crews are graced with. Almost wish we had that in the United States. Attack... Okay, attack... I'm looking directly at the referee. I'm going to call it as if it were... as if the referee were on my side of the strip, so that would be attack right for me, just to avoid confusion. And now we get slow motion, which is amazing. Let's see what happens. Saito hesitates. Matsuyama doesn't really hesitate there. Yep, I believe that. He definitely slowed the attack down, but he didn't stop outright. Let's see what the referee calls it. Yep, attack right. So that's 3 for Matsuyama. Attempted attack off the line by Saito. Doesn't find it anything though. Long attack again. Exploiting this inside line quite a bit. Now I've noticed Saito's on guard tends to be very towards the outside. That may be why Matsuyama is going for these inside line attacks. Okay, bit of a struggle there. But yeah, as a lefty versus a righty, inside line is maybe a more secondary target for most people. You tend to favor the outside line because it's the closer target. Especially the flank. Again, this attack off the line from Saito not quite working as planned. I guess he hit the arm. It's a very powerful lunge though. These Japanese fencers have very good footwork. Kind of lucky to clip Saito's mask there on that one with the flesh. These two, it looks like they know each other pretty well because there was no real reconnaissance period here. So they just got right into the let's score touches part. This time, I believe he finished to the outside. Nice adjustment. Oh, can you find the riposte in close? Core though. Okay. Matsuyama with a pretty convincing lead early on though. It's been mostly with that attack, that long finishing attack. I don't know what he's asking for right now from the ref. Alright, let's go. Maybe delaying a little bit to recenter himself. And here we go. Saito starts. Again, very relaxed from Saito. Less outright aggressive than Matsuyama. Matsuyama gives him a lot of space. That might come back to bite him. Gets him to the end, finishes off target though. Now, a very interesting thing there was Matsuyama was looking to step forward very early with this parry riposte. Earlier than I think most people at this level would go for. Perhaps he favors himself at a close distance situation. Or maybe thinks he can get inside Saito's attempt at finishing. Again, long finish by Matsuyama, off target. That time Saito maybe stepped forward, maybe he just kind of stopped moving and Matsuyama crushed in on his own. But in the past few touches, Matsuyama's been pretty good at hitting while Saito is running away, so he may be trying to adjust things, bring the distance a little closer, make it harder for that really long finish of Matsuyama to be practical. Attack by Matsuyama. This time Saito escapes, and he wants to bait out the counterattack there. Oh, nice! Final calls pair riposte, though. I like that tactic from Saito, though. Finish long, and then remise long. Because so far these two have been, once they finish their attack, pretty good at just letting the opponent start. So you might steal a touch there, but Matsuyama's ready. Relaxed march from Saito, finishes long again. Oh, okay. Attack from Matsuyama's no, because I guess Saito stopped earlier. This is a pretty close tactical situation, if not score situation right now. 2 attacks. How will the referee call it? Attack left? Maybe. I don't know. If they have the slow motion again, I'd love to see it. Here it is. Oh, that half retreat might seal it, though. Saito, yeah. Saito should not have pulled back there. That was an error of judgment, possibly. Don't argue that one, Saito. That was pretty clear. Changes weapons. Okay, down 8-1 at this point. Maybe 7-1. I'm not sure if they put in the last touch yet. Definitely a good time to take a little bit of a break, switch weapons, refocus yourself. Let's see if you can make anything else happen here. Yeah. I like that these guys are both finishing very long. It's a very different mindset than even when either of these fence Europeans, they tend to finish a lot closer. That may be because Europeans do a lot more of the crushing in type of counterattack, so it forces you to adjust your distance a bit. But against each other, these guys are going for pretty much exclusively long finishes. Except here, right as I say that, tries infighting, final pair riposte, not awarded, as there was Korokoro, I suppose. Although I think the right-of-way was in Saito's hands at the very end there. Matsuyama pressures. Oh, does not... Wait, he does? What? He finds the back. That was... Wow. That was like... Oh, and he was off the strip too. Saito actually stepped off the side of the strip there. I didn't catch that. I'm surprised he managed to land that, though. That looked very opportunistic. Saito again tries an attack off the line. Matsuyama pair riposting close, though. And this is getting out of Saito's hands quite quickly. Again, these long surprise attacks from Saito have just not been surprising enough. Matsuyama's got the hand speed. He's got the right distance. Step back pair riposte. And then Saito's decision to remise afterwards that time did not seem that correct. Simultaneous attacks again. Attack right, off target. Interesting call. So yeah, Saito's got to adjust something. This is, like he's doing, they're both doing pretty similar things. It's march into a long finish. Saito's been marching more slowly, but like tactically it's been pretty even. But these remises from Saito have been letting Matsuyama get, that's beat attack left, yep. Okay, so he did adjust things a little bit. He's still finishing long, but he's doing it with a beat now, I guess, to ensure right-of-way. Maybe to throw off Matsuyama's point, if he's going to try and counterattack. This is better. He's not going for the remise in close. And now counterattack, yep. So yeah, I was going to make a point about this earlier, but this bout has been going so fast. Matsuyama's fast march is pretty vulnerable to that sort of counterattack. Before, when Saito was running away from it a lot faster, Matsuyama's safer doing the fast march because he can just run Saito down. But if Saito stays a little bit closer, gives him a little bit more opportunity to land that counterattack and stay away from Matsuyama's blade. Long attack off the line, off target. Yep. But again, I'm not sold on that decision from Saito just yet. He's got to make it a bit more convincing. Slow march. Finishes long. Wow. Not quite as visually stunning as the back flick from Matsuyama, but that was also a very impressive finish. I like these colors. To the back, yep, right there. Around the outside of the arm. And again, the fact that these two are so easily able to finish at long distance and very fast speaks to foreknowledge of what each other's going to do. Even in international tournaments, when these guys fence people not from their country, it's a bit safer finishes usually. There is still that athletic footwork standard, but you don't see this many very long, very fast attacks. At least not at first. Oh, Saito stays alive somehow. Very patient march. Matsuyama being disruptive, but a bit out of distance. Now he's clashing. Oh! Matsuyama's having fun with this attack. But Saito's not biting on anything just yet. Oh, that was a hesitation there, but he finishes long. Wow. Saito's got it now, man. Beautiful feint disengage there. And Matsuyama did the exact... Okay, simultaneous. Matsuyama already asking for video. Before the call was even given, it's usually considered kind of bad form. But we get the advantage of the slow motion again. Let's see what happens. Okay. The arm does come back from Saito a little bit. I might call this simultaneous, or I might call it Matsuyama's. This isn't really, this isn't Saber, so that might not be enough to decide the call right there. But we'll see what the referee says. Attack left! Wow. I guess he got off the line sooner? I don't know. Even with the slow motion. Oh! And yeah, so Matsuyama pulls his arm back, and again, he's stepping forward a bit fast here. It was working before when Saito was afraid of it, but now that he's not, he can just step in like that. And Matsuyama's not ready to finish. Oftentimes, with a really aggressive fencer like this, they're not going to be ready to finish at the very start of their attack. So you can meet aggression with aggression and catch them in the preparation or with the counterattack. That seems to be a lot of Saito's game plan right now, but his own attacks have been working a lot better too. So, very impressive, even to come back as far as he has. But we'll see how this bout's going to keep going. Right now, Saito's got all the momentum in the world. Again, fast attack from Matsuyama off target. Saito's able to escape from it. He has been getting pretty close to the end of the strip while doing so, so if Matsuyama presses even a little bit more, Saito might be in danger. Oh, nice counterattack. Now this slow march is usually a little bit less vulnerable to that sort of counterattack, but Matsuyama made all the right decisions there. Saito was a bit out of the way with his blade. And again, he was not ready to put the point on the target at the right time. That's a very critical momentum touch for Matsuyama. And again, that almost looked right out of Yuki Ota's playbook. Beat 3, flip to the chest in kind of 4/preem territory. Withheld finish by Matsuyama. Did he find the blade? Saito found the blade, yeah. So, riposte off target. Yeah. It's very interesting that they're doing that type of... Preparation attack touch? Yep. It's very interesting that they're doing these almost running attacks. Well, I guess they are running attacks at the very end if they can't find a way through with the long lunge. Kind of reminds me of Miles Chemley-Watson a bit. But I'm not used to, again, I'm not used to seeing it from them that much when they're fencing other people. So it might be that it's just they know each other so well. Pair riposte from the left. First riposte, no. He calls second riposte off target, I guess. He did make 2 attempts for the target. Alright. I'd say momentum's back in Matsuyama's favor, though. Simultaneous, yeah. Nothing else for it. I'd say with those last two touches, though, Matsuyama's done a good job breaking Saito's momentum. At this point, and with especially with teammates, like, momentum is a pretty big part of things, because the tactics tend to matter a little bit less if you know someone so well. You might do something like that you've never done before and try to surprise them. But really, it's just as much an emotional bout as a tactical one. There's some infight. Whoa, the refs are letting this go for a long time. I would call halt very early there because I could not follow that. It's interesting also, they're not... I wasn't really looking for it, but it didn't look like they were doing the Yuki Ota style of infighting where you just remise a bunch and then wait for... if your opponent does try and go for the riposte, you just close out after your next remise. That's something that Ota did a lot, and it made people very afraid to get close to him. This looked a little bit more traditional, like parry riposting back and forth. Yeah, finds the blade, finds the blade, finds the blade, back and forth. From ridiculous angles, but pretty, I guess, in terms of the pattern of the blade taking, kind of back and forth again. Ota would be a little bit more aggressive there, I think. Parry riposte, no. Remise from Saito. And I'm sorry for bringing up Ota. I know these two are not Ota, but you can't really talk about Japanese fencing without talking about him at least once. And I am a huge fan of his. Long attack again from Saito, off target. Yeah, these long attacks have maybe stopped working a bit recently. It's been more of the running attack in with the flesh and some infighting. Parry riposte from Saito arrives. So yeah, these long lunges, it almost feels like they're a formality now. It's just, oh, I guess I'll finish my attack with a long lunge now, even though there's not much chance of it working. They're going to fight right to the end. Only 6 seconds left. And again, that long lunge from Matsuyama, I feel like Saito's going to be able to get away from it more often than not. Even that time when he was kind of scrambling and a little closer than he maybe wanted to be, he was still able to escape with just an off target. Attack from the left is off target again. These attacks off the line have not been doing it for Saito recently. Or much at all, really, this bout. Parry riposte. I like that idea for Matsuyama, though. He lost, but that idea was very nice, because Saito's probably going to go for an attack off the line. You can step forward, knowing that it's coming, and get the closest parry riposte, but he missed the flick to the back. And I think Saito landed with remise, maybe counter riposte or something. But we have a very close fight on our hands now. There it is, right. It was not slow motion, but that was the action I was talking about. Let's see if he does it here. Yep, parry, and tries for the close riposte around the back. But Saito's able to find the riposte there, or the remise there. Here it is again. Parry prime, tries for the back flick. I like the idea, as I said. Potentially very effective if Saito continues his pattern of attacking off the line. But no dice. Saito claws his way back into this bout. Let's see what's going to change in the second period. That's, of course, the very common question to ask immediately. Not much from Saito, apparently. He's still going for the attack off the line. Matsuyama still pressuring really hard. Finishes to the flank. Bit of a new target for him, honestly. He's been going for touches around the back and a lot of flicks in 4 and even straight attacks in 4. Some in preen, but he hasn't really been going for that flank target. So, potentially something to throw Saito off a little bit. Simultaneous it should be. Lunge and a flesh at the same time. Although I'd like to see the video on this one. Let's see what the call is. Attack left off target. Interesting. Alright, let's see. Matsuyama keeping the distance close, a little bit less active than he was before. Kind of just letting Saito walk at him. Potentially dangerous. Yeah, there it is. This is actually a fairly common thing with lefties. If you get them to focus so much on 4, you can slip in the flank very easily. Matsuyama kind of did that before, now Saito's doing it right back at him. There's the close out in 4 attempt, and Saito just finishes to the flank very easily. It kind of feels like maybe that's been a bit of a pattern this bout. There's been a lot of actions traded back and forth. Whoa! Attack no, counterattack. Now, potential for a card for touch scored during a fall. Or annulment, rather. Not card, necessarily. That was very close. Might come down to the ref's individual interpretation of the rules. But if that goes through, it's a very nice touch for Saito. Matsuyama's... I'm not sure if this... Oh, this is the same touch, yeah. Matsuyama's very aggressive. Goes for that kind of deep 4 flick / maybe preem or 7 flick. And ducking isn't normally the first thing you'd think of to defend against that in that situation. Touch is annulled, and yellow card for during the fall. Okay. That's reasonable, I would say. But yeah, ducking to avoid that line is maybe not the first thing that comes to mind because you're kind of going towards where the blade's coming from. But at that distance, Saito theoretically pulled it off, but maybe a little bit too off balance and fell immediately afterwards, resulting in that card. Because Matsuyama is coming forward so aggressively that Saito kind of has to be scrambling with his feet to let the distance not collapse too fast. Here we see it again. Matsuyama starts, showing in a high line. Now, actually, I'm kind of impressed Saito went for that, because if Matsuyama just finishes in a high line, he might get the back flick over the top as Saito ducks. It's a lot. Maybe that's reading into the action too far. And it did just result in a yellow card anyway. But, I mean, Matsuyama's attacks are pretty strong, and good on Saito for not getting a touch against him out of the deal, even if he did get a card. But he can't do that again. So, we shall see. 12-12, anyone's game. Still loads of time to play with. Saito marches relaxed. Again, Matsuyama's not very active on the defense this time around. It's... Oh, that's why, though. The less Matsuyama moves around, I guess the simpler Saito wants to finish. And there he finishes straight. Now, given the way the bout's been given the way the bout has been progressing, finishing straight seems a bit too simple for that situation, and Matsuyama would of course agree. Getting the simple parry post against it. That call could probably be simultaneous. I think that's a fairly safe bet. I'd like to see the slow motion though, if the Japanese TV company wants to show it. Here it is. Let's see... Okay, Saito's arm is still pretty far back, so... Attack left again. Okay. I clearly need to get better at refereeing. That would be a bit too tight for me to call, honestly. Counter parry post battle back and forth. Final parry post from the right, off target. Yeah. Nothing really to do in that situation but just count the blade contacts. I heard 3. So, again, we'll see. Let's see. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. Right there. And riposte. Oh, he did find it. Oh, that might actually go over to Saito then, if they have the view from this angle. It depends on if the referee slow motion video can capture that angle, I guess. Because it did look like he took that, I guess, parry 6-ish looking thing. Let's see. This is going to be a tough call. This might decide the bout right here as well. Parry post from the right off target. Okay. I don't know. Yeah. I actually agree with Saito on this one, but I'm not sure if the referee's slow motion video is from this side or the other side, because that looked like it might have been blocked by Saito's body if the camera was positioned across the strip from my vantage point right now. Parry post no. Remise from Matsuyama arrives. Now, unlike Saito's remises before, that one was done with, I think, a bit of pre-preparation involved. Because Matsuyama hasn't been going for that many straight attacks off the line. So I think the initial surprise was enough to slow Saito down a little bit, so that the remise is more viable. Saito marches. Again, Matsuyama is looking to defend it. Maybe pretty medium-ish distance, honestly. Finds a way through there. So Saito knows not to finish straight into that. Matsuyama kind of flails with the blade, running out of space towards the end there. That's a bit of a threat, honestly. Saito, his attack is not the fastest, but you do run out of space, and there's not much to be done against a very slow marching opponent once you reach the end. Attack off the line from Saito finally works to win the bout, 15-14. Wow. I'd like a slow motion of that last touch to see if he did anything special. But that is incredibly impressive. Remember, Saito was down 9-1 at one point. And it's over. Video's over, so there is no slow motion. But that was very impressive from both fencers. It's pretty clear to me that they've fenced each other before, more than a few times, and we're pretty familiar with what the other people were doing. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'm probably going to do a little bit more analysis on my own after I upload this video. And yeah, till next week, or maybe if I finish Davis versus Safin before then, stay sharp.